G'day everybody, this is John Seville and this is your Tuesday night executive summary for stock setups for tomorrow. Now the S&P has done exactly what we thought it would. For those of you following along with our executive summary comments from last week, we talked about the fact that the S&P was likely entering momentum down mode and that we'd expect it to drop down to at least 2045. Today we hit 2045. In fact, we closed at 2044. So we could expect a possible dead cat bounce here, coming down to the Fibonacci retracement level of 61.8. So be cautious. I'd certainly be looking to take profits on shorts that have played out very well. But this certainly could be we certainly could see more movement yet. And in fact, this could even be a head and shoulders pattern, possibly setting up on the S&P. So let's have a look at some of the stocks in review. Some of the shorts that we were waiting for entry points on. LVS did extremely well. It breached through its support level and has dropped quite nicely. So LVS, one of the ones from the executive summary that's already in the very good territory. And CNI, of course, Canadian National Railway, also one that we saw as a rising wedge that we were waiting to break, and that also broke and has dropped very rapidly as well, and will likely hit its target also. So those two are doing extremely well. In terms of new stocks, WHR, Whirlpool, has had some massive insider selling. I mean, like really quite substantial from across the board. If you look at the insider cow, you can see just it's the most insider selling we've seen in 12 months, and it's all happened really in just the last week or so. And it's from across the board. You can see all these different people. All selling, and basically all around the same day, and that's all in 2015. So the last time we had selling like that was back in May. It was May 2nd and May 1st, and if you have a look at a 1 year chart, so yeah, there's May 1st. And basically that had a 10% drop right after that selling. So do they know something? Who knows? But there certainly is a high presence of selling, and so I like that as a short. And I'd be looking at the 200 puts, or even possibly or something even a bit lower than that. And I'd be looking at about a month to 2 months out. So I'd be looking at the April puts or May puts with 200 or 190 strike. As a short on the stock, though, I'm looking for an entry at just when it breaks kind of that 200 mark. So I'm looking for 199. Where is this level at here? Okay, so the support level here, low of the candle today was 200.87. So I'm looking for a short of that once it breaks this at 198.87. Okay. All right. And the target is 181.68. And looking at a stop loss at 211. Okay, the next is Delta Airlines, and this is in a looks like this is in a declining head and shoulders pattern. So you can see this this declining head and shoulders pattern here. We've looked at where this could break to. So if it breaks down, the head and shoulder pattern should take it down to somewhere around just below 38. The Fibonacci's from the bottom of the rally to the top suggest that the 61.8 Fibonacci is right around there as well. So that's confirms the target. So on Dow, I'm looking for a break of 42.16 and to look to short it down to 38.13 with a stop at 43.53. So 42.16 break down to 38.13. The stop at 43.53. We've also got CLB. Okay, so CLB Core Laboratories. This one looks like it's breaking down. You can see a possible head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It looks like we're just about to break. So this would bring it down to around this area. Could go actually quite lower. But for a first target, I think if it breaks 105.45, I'll look at that as a short entry alert, down to 98.33, which is just above where that line comes in and where the head and shoulder suggests the target would be. So that's 98.33, and I'd be looking at a stop criteria at 109.30. NOG is the next one. It's the last of the shorts, and this is natural oil and gas, northern oil and gas, sorry. And there's two ways I'm looking to play this. One is if we do have a dead cat bounce up tomorrow, I'd look to see it rally up to around, say, 727 or higher, and I'd like to snag it there, and short it down to $16.31. And I'd put a stop criteria in at $7.76, which is above the 9-day moving average at $7.69. The other way to play that is if it just actually keeps breaking, is so 7.27 I'm looking at as an entry or above, down to 16.31 with a stop criteria at 7.76, or it might just keep going and it might just break $7, continue down, and in that case I'd be happy to short it below 7. And same target, 16.31, but I put a lower stop loss in at 7.52 because that would be just above this resistance level and this resistance level, kind of supporting the downward resistance. So that would just be same target, 16.31, but the entry instead would be a break of $7 and a target of 7.52. And the other thing I thought I'd show you is also a potential long, which is on ICA. This has very sharp smart money support around the 295, and of course that powered straight up to 347 before. So I'm looking at this as a long around that $3 area, so somewhere between say 304 and 297, that zone. And you just be watching it in the day if you can, or just looking at something around that price. And I expect that to rally up to 320, where I've got the support that line drawn in. So I'd go for 319. And I put a stop loss in at 294, and that would be a potential. And you can see that even though the stock is dropping on the hourly support, the Twigs money flow has actually been going up, so that we could very likely have a sharp bounce as the smart money loads up on this stock. So that's your executive summary for the night. I hope you do well. Happy trading, and we'll see you all soon.